Junior developers, manual testers, tier one IT support, and basic data analysts. Some of the most common tech jobs today are going to look very different or shrink dramatically by 2027. Now, this is not because the tech industry is dying, it's just because AI is replacing entire workflows. So before you panic, I'm going to also tell you which roles are growing fast and which ones are actually safe. So where the opportunities really are. Make sure you stay to the end of the video for that. My name is Neil Davis. I'm the founder of Digital Cloud Training. I've been working in the tech industry for over 25 years. I've trained over 1 million students, and I've seen a lot of change in my time. This change is a little different in its speed. So AI is changing things super quickly. Let's break down the 7 roles that are under serious pressure and what that really means. So the obvious one for many people at least will be software developers. Now, what I'm talking about here is junior software developers, not the more senior people. AI is really good at writing code. It can do everything from writing unit tests, generating back-end APIs, scaffolding entire projects, refactoring code, and suggesting optimizations. Nearly half of the new code on GitHub is actually AI assisted. Now, here's the key. We still need developers. We just don't need as many junior developers as we did in the past. In the past, a startup might hire 3 juniors. Now, one experienced engineer using AI tools can produce the same output. This doesn't eliminate developers, it just compresses the entry-level market. So getting into the industry is harder and means that you're going to have a higher level of skill to be able to get in. Another role that's under threat is manual QA testing. AI is really good at running things like regression tests. It can help us to automate the process of testing our applications to make sure that they're working appropriately. It can generate the test cases, it can simulate user behavior, it can identify edge cases and log bugs where necessary. Companies are already beginning to replace their testing teams with AI-driven test automation, often leveraging agentic AI and various AI capabilities. So again, testing's not going to disappear, but the manual-only testing roles are going to shrink. And what we need more of is going to be test engineers who have more experience and are able to use automation frameworks to enhance their productivity. The next job role that's under threat is tier one IT support. So things like resetting passwords, walking users through troubleshooting steps for common or known problems, checking configurations and logging tickets so that more experienced members of the team can actually pick them up. That's really the job of level 1 IT support, and AI is very good at performing those tasks. So a lot of companies are reporting big drops in the number of tickets that end up getting logged at level 1 after implementing AI co-pilots. That's basically because a lot of those problems are solved immediately. So you need fewer people in tier 1 support, and it means a better experience for the customer as well because they get their problems solved quickly. So it doesn't eliminate IT support, but it's reducing the need for those entry-level positions. You can see the theme building here. We're talking about junior jobs mainly. We're not talking about AI replacing senior people, at least not yet. What we're seeing instead is that people that have a higher level of capability and experience are going to be leveraging AI, so those who use it and know how to use it to increase productivity are going to be safe, and those who don't are certainly going to be at risk. Another job role, which is all about automation, is DevOps Engineers. So DevOps is all about automation, and AI is now automating DevOps. So it means we need fewer engineers, and again, at a higher skill level. The AI is now able to do things like writing the pipeline code or analyzing the log files, suggesting rollbacks, and auto-remediating incidents. So instead of several engineers managing a pipeline, you may need fewer, maybe just a couple of engineers who are more experienced, who are able to oversee the intelligent systems, the AI and the agentic AI systems that are actually running the show. Again, the role is shifting upwards in skill level. Basic web developers are also under threat. We can now use AI site builders to do everything from creating the structure of a website, creating the landing pages for the website, making sure it's all SEO optimized, and deploying the actual website in a matter of minutes. So at least for simpler websites, maybe for a new startup company, we can get AI to build something out really fast, where in the past we would work with a web developer over a period of time, maybe days and weeks, to actually produce that same output. Basic data analysts are also under threat. Pulling data, building dashboards, and generating simple reports can now be performed by AI. Forecasts suggest that the majority of basic data reporting is going to be AI generated within the next few years. We still need the senior analysts. Those are the ones who are able to interpret the data, question the data, guide business strategy at senior levels in the business. We still need those people, of course, but again, the entry-level reporting roles are going to shrink fast because AI is very, very good at that job. Lastly, in terms of the under-threat roles, is technical documentation writers. AI is very good at producing documentation. As long as you give it good input, it's going to produce some great output. So we can use it to write our documentation, things like API docs, knowledge base articles, release notes, or standard operating procedures. This means we don't need so many people doing that job. So what we're going to see is that these jobs don't disappear overnight, but demand will compress. We're going to see fewer entry-level openings, more senior oversight, more AI-augmented workflows. That's the real shift here. So let's have a look at where the actual growth is. So there are roles that are growing fast. Cloud engineers are one example. Every AI application needs to run somewhere, and of course, most of them are running in the cloud. So companies are going to need engineers who can build the infrastructure, design the networks, configure IAMs, design scalable systems, build CI/CD pipelines, and architect for high availability. AI will increase cloud demand. It doesn't reduce it. In fact, more AI means more cloud infrastructure is going to be needed. Next, of course, we have solutions architects. I think this is one of the most future-resistant roles, and the reason being is that solutions architects need to work with stakeholders in the business. So you need to be able to communicate at various different levels of the business. That interpersonal communication is extremely important here because it safeguards us from AI that's not able to communicate at that level. With solutions architecture, we're translating business needs into technical designs. We're making trade-offs between cost, performance, security, and reliability to make sure that we have the right solution for our customers and for the business. We're communicating with those different stakeholders and designing the end-to-end system. Now, AI can certainly assist architects. We can use it to guide decision-making, to help us answer certain questions, but it doesn't replace the experience, the judgment, and the communication skills of an experienced architect. So this role is going to continue to grow because every company adopting AI is going to need architectural guidance. Now, the third role that I'm going to mention here that's in a serious growth phase is AI and machine learning engineers. That might be fairly obvious, of course, as we have higher demand for AI-enabled applications. We need the engineers who can help to build the underlying models, fine-tune them, deploy AI systems, design MLOps pipelines, build AI-enabled applications, and use services often in the cloud like Bedrock or SageMaker to produce those capabilities for their customers. So job postings combining cloud and AI skills are rising sharply. It's not a future trend, it's actually happening right now. So bringing it back to the big picture, the tech market is not collapsing, it's just restructuring. The safest path forward is not avoiding AI, it's building skills that work with AI. My belief is you need very good cloud knowledge, you need a strong skill set on at least one cloud platform, you need real hands-on experience, you need to understand AI, and you need to understand how to leverage AI services, for example, in the cloud to provide the capabilities that your customers are going to need. You also need to know how to design systems, so some architectural capability, and ultimately how to solve problems for businesses. Certifications are definitely not enough anymore. You need to demonstrate hands-on capability. So whatever role you're going for, make sure that you build a portfolio of solutions that you've built that solve business problems that are aligned to the job role that you're actually applying for. So how do you actually build those skills? At Digital Cloud Training, we created a program called the Cloud Mastery Bootcamp. This program focuses on hands-on cloud engineering, solutions architecture, and artificial intelligence and machine learning. We teach you everything in depth and practically. So you're actually building applications in the cloud, you're building AI applications, and you're creating a portfolio you can demonstrate to employers. So if you're serious about building a future-proof career in AI and cloud, check the link in the description of this video. And if you liked this video and found it helpful, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one.